Now with Fuji's advanced filters, they have some really nice ones that I do use a couple of these occasionally. And I usually like using the Fuji cameras when I travel, if I just because they're so small and easy to carry around. And the ones that they offer, toy camera and miniature, they also have. Pop color is one that I use quite a bit because if you're doing some, say, landscape work and you want to maybe over-exaggerate the colors a little bit more, you can just put it on pop color. And high and low key, of course. And dynamic tone is the other one that I like quite a bit. And we're going to take a look at that. And they have a couple other soft focus. And again, partial color. And Nikon has that also. But let's take a look at a few images here, and we're back to the Fuji X-T10. And this particular image is regular. We're shooting aperture priority, auto white balance again. And of course I have the film simulation mode is set to Velvia, giving just a little bit more enhancement. And then I switched to the advanced filter mode and I chose pop color. And look what happens, how it just brings those colors out. That's a good name for it because the colors just pop out. And another one that I really like, this one here is called Dynamic Tone. And this is the one that enhances the saturation and the contrast a little bit more. And the dynamic tone is really useful when you're doing things if you want to show a nice cloudy sky with really dramatic clouds. This works out well. Let's take a look at a few images here where we do have some clouds. And on the first one here, this is just normal Velvia mode. And here I wanted to show toy camera mode, and this is kind of an interesting effect. And of course, this is the dynamic tone. Look how it just over-exaggerates the sky. So I kind of do like that. But mainly these are used for fun, but occasionally you can use these. You can throw these in when you do a professional assignment, like especially at a wedding. You might want to do maybe one or two if you want to. Or if you're doing a really nice family portrait and you have the time, you can maybe experiment with some of this stuff. But mostly it's something that you don't really have to rely on. But if you want to do something that's out of the ordinary, you know that they're there. And on this particular image here, we're at the park again, and we're shooting with a 50 to 140 millimeter f2.8 lens. The film simulation mode was set to Velvia. And then watch what happens if we switch to the advanced filter mode and choose dynamic tone. Look at the contrast, and the colors are just wild. And when you use dynamic tone in the evening or as the sun starts to set, you can really get some interesting tones with that. Here I had the camera on the tripod, and of course I put the 16 to 50 millimeter lens back on so we can see more of the street, but really interesting night shots too. And one thing that the Fuji does that Nikon doesn't offer, if you want it, it's there. We don't use it a whole lot. I have used it on occasion at a wedding. It's kind of neat if you're doing a wedding outdoors and you want to get a neat panorama. So that's kind of nice. Although you could also do it inside though, if you're up on the balcony at a beautiful church. So this is kind of neat to have if you want to throw that into your session. And of course, you can also do panoramas at nighttime too. So these are just some of the different things that both of these great camera systems offer that do some pretty amazing image enhancement right in the camera. So in the final section and the conclusion of the Shootout, I want to just go over a little bit about what I like about each of these cameras, some of the pros and the cons. So if you want to see that, stay tuned.